A legal conference when I'm talking about a book which transcends all the barriers. All the warriors were going against the legal and colonial, rules set forward by the British. So, a couple of years back, I was telling a story to my son, when I'm putting him to sleep, and I told him the story of Surya Sen. Anyone here, if I have to have a raise of hands, anybody here has heard of Surya Sen? Wow, that's exciting actually. It makes my thing a lot easier. Yeah. So I was telling him about the Surya Sen, and if I were to reiterate that the battle that Surya Sen won, and of course he lost that campaign which he did as a freedom fighter, that itself had the tenacity to throw British out of India. So when I told him about the story, and he went back to school the next day, and he came back and said, "Hey Dad, I told that story of Surya Sen to my students and fellow students and friends. No one ever had heard of Surya Sen." So that sort of gave me the impetus of writing a campaign on searching and soul searching and searching about people who we've forgotten and they've been lost in history. So everybody remembers Bhagat Singh, but nobody remembers Durgavati Devi. Everybody remembers Jhansi Ki Rani. Nobody remembers how one lady impersonated her and fought as if it was Jhansi Ki Rani, and when she was captured, she told the British that you kill me or you give me the freedom. It's very, very important that these people have to be taken out of the lost realms of our society and put in front of us. So how did I get to manage to dive deep into their stories? And in some of the stories you don't even find in Wikipedia. Because I spoke to people, I visited places, I visited libraries. It's been a 2 years journey. And today, Behind the Tricolour is going to be launched on 26th of January, and it's got about 100 such stories of gallant martyrs. And I'll tell you, if I were to ask you, Jerry, if I have 30 seconds, Delphin, can you just all of you kids, take out your phones and just type, when did Indian freedom struggle began? Just type please on Google, when did Indian freedom struggle began? Once you do this, you will get 1857. All of you must be getting 1857 and talking about Mangal Pandey. But if you go on to the Santhal history, the Santhals had led a rebellion 100 years in 1771, when Tilak Majhi in the Santhal tribe, they led the war against the British imperialism. And 100 years after that, in 1855, the whole revolution, the whole revolt of the Murmu brothers, the ancestors of our most respected president today, they led a revolution against the British. But unfortunately, we've forgotten those. The history taught in our schools do not talk about this. With due regards to all the national heads, all the people who've given their lives up on the front, they inspired thousands of the other people who supported them. Why should we forget those who supported them and shed their bloods? So this book that I'm going to launch is not a commercial venture. In fact, I don't even have a funding partner. I've published it myself. I'm going to publish it myself. But as everybody, everyone, every particular person was born into slavery during the colonial rules of the British thought that they stripped India, they skinned India of their education system, and they could rule India. But then ultimately, each and every household gave a martyr. So we had people who've been hanged to death, even when, before reaching puberty. 15-year-old fighting for these. So wonderful stories and hair-raising experiences of stories. And I'm bringing this book to you so that our children, we are able to tell our children bedtime stories, and our children do the same thing to their own children. So with only intention of all the legacy of all the freedom fighters are not lost in history, and the history books in due course will be rewritten to uphold the martyrs. So if you like this, on your cables you'll find a small scan code. You can pre-book the book right now. And like I said, if I know how many copies to print, it saves a lot of funding for me. Yeah, this is the scan. You can scan it, and you can just drop a message, fill up the form. The book is priced at 775 rupees, commemorating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav of 75 years of Indian independence. But you can book this book right now at 75 rupees only. If you think, right? And thank you very much. I will need all your assistance. My only dream is to reach out this book to each and every Indian across the state, so that each one of us are proud that this freedom that we've got is not by chance, but over the blood of the countless martyrs who died for a common cause. Jai Hind, 3 minutes, Delphin. Thank you very much, and thanks to Marix, thanks to Delphin, thanks to Radhika for giving me this opportunity. As long as there are organizations like Marix who supports the cause, a good cause, and I get a forum, I will keep on the message of the freedom alive in all our hearts. Thank you.